Good afternoon, all, and welcome to another edition, wherever you are joining me this afternoon, or good morning to wherever you are. For today, we are welcome to another edition. This is the 17th edition of Investdata Trading Academy with Ambrose. As usual, we need to look at what is happening in the market before we go to the chart. But I'll always emphasize that in this kind of volatile market, you need to play with your stop loss. Your profit target should be by your side all the time to know that you are not being greedy, but your stop loss will help you to manage this risk because I'm telling you, the global trend is having positive trend on the market, negative trend on the market, but this volatility will continue in this year, especially in our climate here, in our country here, where there is pre-election. You know that there are some uncertainty that associated with the pre-election year. Not only that, we have seen the power of earnings in our market, how it's putting the market up and down, and that also tell you that the volatility that comes with earnings season will also continue this period. But for you to play safe and also protect your profit or protect your capital at the same time, you need to use your what we call a price action or index action, your stop loss and your profit target. This will guide because you know your entering and your entering strategy and your exit strategy. Once you are familiar with your tools when you are playing the market, because I tell you, whether you are technical analysis and fundamental analysis, if you don't know how to manage this, you open your eyes, your money will go down the drain. But for that, that's why I emphasize on that. You have to use your stop loss at all time. Yes, I can see that the oil price international market has hit $120. That is not a new surprise gain. You know what the factor that is driving this movement, and as long as this trend continue in this environment, we are bound to see this kind of movement in the price of crude oil. But you also want to play safe in this kind of market. That is why you need to emphasize on your stop loss at all time. You see the power of crude oil price, what is happening in our market, if not only in our market, in other markets of the world. There are or energy or oil sector, the stocks in that sector are inching up on daily basis or nearly all the market. Put down here in our market, you can see the impact it's having on our market. Today, you see, we want to look at what the earnings that have hit the market have done so far in the market. Yes, yesterday we make a kind of a review of the month of February. Today we're going to look at how the market is going to go into the new month, how it's going to also going to invest. Because I'm telling you, today you see a lot of companies that do not release their unaudited account making available their numbers today, either with their corporate action or the figures alone. But something today, I will tell you, expect influx of earnings or corporate action today. This morning we have seen a lot of them coming in. But before we go into that numbers, and also what I want to look at the state of the market at this hour, because it's very, very important. I have a lot to do today. That's why let's quickly look at the state of the market before we go into looking at the earnings and also the technical analysis aspect of our discussion. But today, as usual, the market as we speak now in this hour of the day, I'll tell you that the market is not doing badly as expected. If you are following us in this platform, I told you earlier that market is waiting for what? A trigger, and that trigger will come in any moment from that. As well as at any moment, because we expect that as we are entering to the last month of the quarter of quarter one, we're about to see numbers coming, in a mass. Why do I say so? Because December year end has the 90 days. That 90 days will last on 31st of this month to release your results. If that is what we're expecting in the market now, that means we would see a lot of numbers that will come between now and on the 31st of March. But those that do not release their unaudited account, their numbers will be in the market any moment from this hour. And once it comes, I'm going to tell you what the market is also waiting for. And that is why we need to also look at the market at this point. Once you look at the market at this point, you need to take decision on what to do. Because I tell you, the market is really ripe to give us return, but don't be carried away with the trend. Today, market has broken out the strong support level, even hitting as high as 47,602 before coming down around this hour we're seeing, before coming down to this level we're seeing the market as we're trying to call up the chart. But before I call up the chart now, the chart is coming up. No, the market as we speak now, we have the top trade. I told you earlier that the market is in green. Market is gaining about 0.43, which is good for me. And there are some factors that brought the market to this level. These factors is what we're going to discuss along the line as we go into the discussion. But for going to chart, I said the factors that are driving this market after earlier is the oil price, and at the same time the earnings that are just being released to the market. Yesterday you saw the result of Zenith Bank, saw that of Dangote, and this morning we are seeing others. But before we go into analyzing those numbers, the state of the market technically as we speak now, we have the top trade as we speak are Niger Insurance, Zenith Bank, Transcorp, Codve, Business Solution, and UBA. These are the top trade in volume. But we need to look at the top trade in what? In gains. I mean, out of the market, out of the traded stock now, about 12 stocks are gaining. But at the top gainers out of that 12 stocks are Seplat top the gainers chart with 100% this morning, 100%, followed by Royal Exchange, FTN Cocoa, Codve, Business Solution, and the Regency Insurance. You can see that insurance are featuring more on this gainers that we're going to discuss more in this during my master class why this insurance was seen, how we to do with this insurance stocks. Is it the time to buy? What are we looking at? What is likely to come out in this insurance company? That means you need to get prepared for the master class coming the first Saturday, that's around the April 2nd. Join the class so that you get and how to take advantage of this local price, local stocks in the insurance stock sector, and what are the policies that are likely to turn around that sector. Once we're able to grab it and position on time, we're going to also smile. Yes, among the losers, the top loser, generally the market is having a negative market rate. We're seeing uptrend of the market index gaining about 0.43, but the bread we're seeing that the losers is having about 14 losers as we speak now against 12 gainers. Out of the top 14 losers, the top losers are Cuties, Cavaton. Cavaton result was not too good, followed by Arotubius. Arotubius is purely profit taking. I told you earlier that this kind of stock, when see somebody is buying, don't know why he's buying, how long he's going to stay in the market. See, it all move the price. Not that the fundamental, but now that for trade 2 days now, Monday and today, we are seeing the stock is almost at 20%. Again, it tells you that in this kind of stock, I said it earlier, don't be greedy, take your profit. Then the next one is Linkage Assurance and the Sunu Assurance. These are the top losers at this hour. But I'm not worried because the market has shown me that there's strength. Market broken out this resistance level, as you can see on this chart here, it shows that market is seriously strong. I'm happy that the market is in this dimension as we speak. Now you can see it here. See the market here. You can see that it's still up. It's a good thing for us. But before I go into technical analysis, I want to look at the result I've done so far. What you should expect from these numbers that we are released so far. The first one I want to look at Zenith Bank. Zenith Bank result came yesterday, and this is a bank that they constantly grow their earnings on a quarterly and yearly basis. On that ground too, they also increase their dividend on yearly basis. That's why it is marginal, but it's a tradition. If you have studied Zenith Bank history, they grow their dividend every year. At the same time, they grow their result quarterly. It might be just very little kind of in terms of growth, very marginal, but it is consistent that their result on quarterly and yearly basis must inch up. It tells you that it's a kind of a strategy that you should look at as they grow their price, their earnings, their numbers quarterly. So you should expect the growth in their payment. And also price recently are trying to move in that pattern too. But we are still watching to see if it will maintain this tempo of price. If price Zenith Bank break out 30 naira and sustain that level, let's say we can see now the earnings of Zenith Bank as we speak now. We have not seen that of GTB result, but Zenith Bank with this their 244.4 billion profit after tax, they will remain the most profitable bank in terms of profitability until we see access to know about the top line. As a third quarter top line, the Access Bank has already overtaken all of them in the industry, leading in terms of gross earnings. But this morning, as we speak, the gross earning of Zenith Bank was up by 10%, moving from 696.45 billion to 765.56 billion, representing 10% up, which is good, but still below Investdata standard. Every company in our standard will say this result is outstanding, must be 15% and above, either your top line or your bottom line, and your profit margin must be above 15% for you to say that this company result is outstanding. That means yes, we are seeing little growth in this. Then their bottom line was up by 6.1, moving from 230.37 billion to 244, as I've said earlier. And earning per share, I know this is what many investors want to look at. This earning per share is very important. It determines what will come out of it, what percentage this company pay as dividend. From here, we'll see that the earning per share of the bank can move from 7 naira 34 kobo to 7 naira 78 kobo. And the final dividend came in as what? At 8 naira, 2 naira 80 kobo plus the interim of 30 kobo. That bringing a total dividend pay for 2021 toward 3 naira 10 kobo. That means they grow their dividend against what they did in 2020 with 10 kobo is also a good thing. But you go back to see how efficient is this bank. This bank, as at 2020, their profit after tax is about 33.08%. As at 2021 full year result released yesterday, their profit margin is 31.92. That means in every 1 naira in their gross earning, about 30 kobo or 31 kobo is being retained as what? As profit. Good, but I think they can do better to maximize that and also able to pay dividend to investor, a robust one. Yes, we look at what is the result of Dangote. I would say Dangote result is fantastic. Good. It shows that Dangote is also a leader, not only in the industry, in the general market. The numbers is outstanding, I can tell you. This number tells you that it shows that, yes, if you go to the numbers, the shares, they buy back for 2 years now. Also, say reflection of, you can see how their earnings per share prove. That's why you see many companies in mature market can't bring share buyback. People don't know why. As you do your buyback, you also giving value, for your shareholder, and so creating value for fair value for your price. You can see that the Dangote cement result is outstanding. This will support the price, despite that the price was estimated to forecast to hit 300 naira. It's still around the 273.5. But I see that with this result, yes, those that are thinking long, because we are seeing that as far as there's infrastructure gap in Nigeria, these companies and that industry as a whole will see them chalking out good results going into the future, which is good for the investors. Don't be confused that what they pay out is not. No, a company growing their dividend from 16 naira to 20 naira, for me, that is 25% growth. It's good. But I want to look at the top line of this company called Dangote Cement. I'll tell you this result more. I said earlier, it's fantastic. Their revenue moved from 1.03 trillion to 1.38 trillion, representing about 33.98%, which is good, above our. No, that means this results are standing actually. Beating the 15%, both quarterly, 3 years, average, and yearly is a good result for me. Then the profit after tax that you and I are interested in terms of that will determine what will pay you at the end of the day. The growth that bottom line with 32.1% for me is a good one. Moving from 276.07 billion to 364.44 billion, in 1 year is huge and massive. For me, the earning per share moved from 16 naira 14 kobo to 21 naira 24 kobo. A company that made an earnings of 21 naira 24 kobo and paying you 20 naira. You can see this company already patterning its operation or its standard with foreign and also the ones that are being managed by foreign investors in Nigeria. Look at other foreign companies in Nigeria. They pay out their dividend because of the institutional investor or their foreign investor. Also, those also in Dangote are enjoying the same thing. They all pay all they have as dividend, but it's because they see that they have good cash flow and they are seeing an expansion and they're projecting a better performance. That's why they can pay you. Don't forget that I said in one of the class that also you want to know how healthy a company is. You want to look at their dividend policy and their payout. I will see that tell you that this company are generating more they need, even though that's why they are paying you. For that, they are expanding and that's why they can pay this kind of dividend. It's good for them. And if you go back to look at the cash flow of Dangote, the cash flow of Dangote Cement, I will tell you the operating cash flow also improved from about 512 billion to around 600. It tells you as their earnings is going up, they also their cash flow. That tells you that this cash flow will support the earning. But when you are seeing a company that the earnings is going up and cash flow is declining, you have to be very careful. But that's why after looking at company profit, what's it called, profit and loss account, go back to see the cash flow of this company to see if the cash flow of this company will support the number we are seeing at the top. If it supports it, it's a turn for that company. For Dangote, I will tell you that the cash flow with the figure we are seeing, the profit loss account, I tell you is positive, and that is good. But look at the profit margin for the period. Profit margin moved from 26.69 to a decline of 26.3. That means marginally also they look at their expenses. Don't forget that things has also increased, but you can see that out of every 1 naira they made in their what in their revenue, about 26 naira is retained what as a profit, which is equally good for me. But we want to look at another company in that sector before we look at the one I see the only result I see that is flat now so far, that there's been almost 40 kobo in the the national sort, or what we call NASCOM aligned industry. But I want to look at WAPCO result. WAPCO result is also another fantastic result. Despite they are paying 1 naira final, in addition to their 1 naira, that is 2 naira. If you compare that 2 naira they paid to the previous year, that's about 100% growth in their payout. For me, it's good. For stock like WAPCO, that means Lafarge Africa, their top line was up by 27.12. Fantastic number, from 230.5 billion to 293. 1 billion naira, representing 27.12. Good result, final top line. But you can see that the bottom line was doubled, almost doubled. But let's see the way it goes. Almost double. Let me use that language, because it moved from 30.84 billion to 51 billion. That is representing 65.37% up. This is a good result, I can say anywhere. And then per share moved from 1 naira 91 kobo to 3 naira 17 kobo. And out of the 3 naira 17 kobo, they've given you 1 naira interim before now, and also they are paying another 1 naira. That means out of 3 naira 17 kobo, they are paying 2 naira as dividend, representing about 100% growth in dividend payout for the current for the financial year ended 2021. For me, it's a good one. And the profit margin also has improved from 13.33% to 17.40%. I told you earlier that when a company profit margin is above 15, you say, yeah, this is top for the company. I mean, the company is efficient. And for me, I can say that I can see the light at the end of the tunnel in WAPCO. We're seeing the WAPCO result. That means you need to also, you as an investor, balance your position to know what to do at this moment. For NASCOM, I said earlier, NASCOM had a flat number from 28.01 billion to 33.28 billion in terms of top line, that is revenue, and why the profit after tax was flat from 22.69 billion to 2.97 billion. Any per share was up from 1 naira 2 kobo to 1 naira 12 kobo. Dividend remained 40 kobo for the previous year and this year for NASCOM. As a technician now, as you are seeing numbers are positive, you can't say you are seeing a company that is growing earnings like WAPCO, almost like WAPCO and Dangote, growing their earnings with more than 20%, top line and bottom line, and you want to be charting those companies that has a negative number. Yes, you might use opportunity to look at them whether they are in a support level. But I tell you, naturally, if you are doing your stock watch or stock watch, your watch list, you need to look at those stocks that are in that zone, in that group of stock that are strong forces that you can look at. This company that has been positive is what you can easily chart to know the right price to enter them. That's why I want to just share this few ones that have hit the market so far before I go into the technical aspect of our discussion this afternoon. Yes, now back to the technical aspect. We have just looked at the fundamentals of this of the result released so far, how it's going to play out in the market. You can see it also playing out already in the market. You see the fundamental news of crude oil price rallying impacting positively on Steplat. Then also you can see that the numbers that came from Zenith Bank, this morning has moved up to about 7 naira 15 kobo, down again now trading around that level. You can see that these numbers have also opened the eyes of investors where they should position ahead. People are looking the worth, Julius Berger, the worth fixing, just because they know that this number that came from this company when they did it unaudited are given side. That is how to invest. You allow this number, but your chart will always represent it. You can see that the number that came to the market and the new fundamental news of the oil price hitting 120, you can see it reflecting on the market, because the movement in Teplat and MTN, and also the marginal movement in GTB and GT Code and Zenith Bank has also reflected in this market. We are seeing that you can see a good breakout from this point. For me, this is what we need to look at now. Let's quickly look at our charts as usual. Let me quickly look at it. You can see the chart here now. You can see what is happening here. Let's call up our normal T line. I don't joke with it, because it will tell you, yes, the market have broken out the strong resistance level, which I want also to go. Let's go back to our T line to see what is happening there. That T line will help us to see exactly what to do here now. I can tell you. Okay, You can see, yeah, I come here. Let's go to our T line. It's very, very important to know what is happening there. The chart formation are giving us even that's why I said chart speaks on its own. The chart formation are giving us a clue of what is happening. You can see that we have seen a kind of a bigger candlestick formation now after how many days or weeks we have seen kind of a trend movement, and at the same time we are just seeing now a big breakout here. For me, a plus for the market, because I've said that market is waiting for a trigger, and this trigger and this number. But I want to now still say again that as we are seeing these triggers, we are seeing these numbers, don't be carried away with what you are seeing, because there are others that have also entered this market before now. The others have entered the market before now, which I believe as they are seeing this number too, they will not just keep quiet, because they meet their target in terms of profit, and that will tell you that once you yourself also meet your target, you also have to run, because most of them, as the numbers are coming and market reacting to it, they sell to it and move to another. So that's why I always say that in you sell into an up market and buy into a down market. You buy low, you sell high. This is the strategy in the market. No matter what you are trading, whether you are trading FS, you are trading a commodity, you are trading futures or commodities, equities, you buy low, you sell high because of the movement. Is that movement in this investment or assets that make them attractive? If you are buying low and selling high, that's where you can create that weight that you are anticipating, that weight that you are looking forward to. And we are seeing that the index has also broken up the new level, and that is a good sign. I want to just to look bring all those indicators, but the system is a bit slow. That's why I'm trying to like explain. But for me, the shares of Zenith Bank, in terms of those that are income investors, it's not a bad one. If you are there, then I can see that the movement in Steplat is likely to continue, and also what you do at this point, that we are seeing that the oil price movement is likely to then food companies activities are related to oil. You know that we're expecting transport results, and transport is into oil related business. You look at how it's going to benefit from this crude price that are moving, and also how it's going to help our economy also to rebound in this period, knowing that our benchmark uh, budget or oil budget for our budget 2022 is just $62, and it's almost 120 as we speak now. That is almost 100% above the benchmark. That means we should have enough fund. Then we have had that. We also increased we have improved on our production, daily barrel production. That also will help so that it can help us to boost our external reserve. That this will also attract some form of investment to the economy, because when you have a good external reserve, indirectly it attracts foreign investment to your destination, to your economy. If this oil price, the only that how long it will stay, nobody knows, because if tomorrow there is peace now in between Ukraine and Russia, the price might likely adjust down. But as far as this unrest or invasion is still there, let's see how it's going to impact the is going to impact the is going to impact the market positively, and on that is how I believe we can benefit from the the whole thing, because as we speak now, market is becoming interesting, and this oil price also will be one of the factors that will drive the price of stocks. For me, it's a good one. But now that the life chart is like has gone off, we'll quickly look at few things and round up, because I don't know why the live charts we're using just went off from us. We're using it in this hour, but the good thing is that this also end of the day charts. No, but I won't use it because I'm not seeing the live position. But I will, from here now, I can quickly round up for this afternoon. That by tomorrow I will see how to make sure that this chart that just closed. Now I don't know what happened, but I believe what we have shared would have given you an insight with the expectation of more numbers, especially today, except those companies want to pay no fine, and that also will boost the performance of the NGS group. in their first quarter result as expecting in April. But I believe a good management will know once after we are given time and you know that you have 60 days that will last today, to submit your result. And then those that have released their own data, they don't have problem. They have between this month today, the 31st, to release their result, which is good for me. But for those that are just joining us for the first time, sorry for what just happened at the internet. The 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 live chat just went off for me. I don't know what will happen for that. We are sorry, but we want to round up the class at this hour since the live chat has gone up. But before I quickly round up, I want to also intimate you about the coming master class so that you can start prepare yourself for that. Because I'm telling you, we already started preparing stocks that will give you in that master class. Don't forget that I said it earlier yesterday that those that attend the first quarter master class in January 2nd, on January 2nd this year. I think they are aspiring to the bank because out of the five stocks, three have hit their target, then they have two left. For me, it's a good one. That means if you want to also take advantage of information, we're going to share in the master class and the stock we're going to pick, then make available and start preparing for the 2nd of April. That is the master class is coming up. Now, I think my team by before this week runs out or next week, they'll start doing so that you can register and start making payments that will also guarantee your seat. That is how I'll round up this afternoon. But I believe as the media traders come to the market, are going to see this trend continue because already we're seeing the high cap stock gaining this morning. That would make the market to close positive today, despite the negative market we were seeing 14 against 12. For me, the market is still healthy. As more results come, we're just seeing the one from Zenith Bank and the Dangote and Waku. Yeah, the one that came from Adobe, the former photo oil, is very disappointing that the result for 2021 has turned negative. I can see also reflecting on the stock today, this morning on the floor. People are selling down already. This is how we close this afternoon. I say thank you and God bless you. See you tomorrow again.